All right. So whether you're seated in a chair or sitting on a cushion, or if you're outside like Dawn with your feet in the dirt, allow yourself to just take a nice deep breath in through the nose, and you can breathe out through the mouth or through the nose if you prefer, sending any heaviness, any hucha into Pachamama, either through your mesa or right into the floor if you don't have a mesa in front of you, or you could always relate through the screen. For I do have a mesa here, you just can't see it on screen. And let's just do that twice more to have really empty lungs, and then we're going to send our presence deep into Pachamama for a moment to connect with her. So here we go. Two more deep breaths of release. And one more. And now let's breathe in and out through the nose, sending our attention down through our feet and our pelvic floor, deeper and deeper into Mother Earth. You can go through your mesa, or you could just send it right through your chair, or right into the floor, right into the ground. Going deeper and deeper on the in-breath. And once your lungs have filled up with the in-breath, then breathing out through the nose. And as you breathe out through the nose, go even deeper, down through the floor, down through the rock, down through the dirt, deeper and deeper into the earth. And then once you've reached the end of that, then breathe deeply in, and as you do so, draw up from the earth the nourishing energy that we call Kao Sai, the animating energy of deep within, that Amaru, that serpent-like energy called Kao Sai, and draw it up into you through your pelvic floor and through your various energy centers, your Wilka Koshko, and up into your heart. And on the out breath, send it out through your nose, through the vessels and the arteries and so forth that connect to your heart, your Hatun Sanko, and down through your pelvis and your abdomen and through your feet into the earth. And let's just try that twice more to strengthen that connection with Pachamama in gratitude. Letting your heart light up with red, warm light of Kausai from below. And then one more time. Feeling that connection of Pachamama embracing us, and then out through the nose one last time. And then let's open up our crown, and now let's breathe the Kanchai from above, the energy of the stars, high, fine, often associated with white light and other qualities like silver and gold and platinum and purple near the crown. Let's breathe that down through our crown. And let's do that on 3 cycles for 10 counts in, retaining for 10, and 10 out. And each time as it goes out, it'll come down further through our skull, then down through our heart, our Hatun Sanko, and down through our Koshko, our sacred stomach, and through our feet into the floor. So let's do that all together. If you've already started, great. But now let's bring that in through our nose and the crown of our head. And retaining for 10, crystallizing, allowing a cleansing and clearing coming down through our pineal gland, our pituitary, through the front of our skull, back through the back of our head, down through our neck, across our shoulders, into our heart, and an out breath. And then breathing in deep. And retaining the breath as it flows down through our head, down into our heart, our Hatun Sanko, and across our shoulders. And if you have your hands open to the heavens, up through our hands into our shoulders and into our heart, and down through the front and back of our torso and into our pelvis on the out breath. And then one more breath cycle, breathing deep, deep, deep in. retaining, feeling it coming through the center of our third eye, through our heart, into our Wilkakoshko, our sacred stomach, and then down through our pelvis, down through our roots, and down through our feet into the earth on the out breath. Now just breathing in and out through the nose, opening further to the sense of us being a saiwa, a pillar of light, of this channel of kanshai, this fine, high white light, if you will, this starlight energy down from above, coming down through us into the earth, and the kaosai, the warm red amaru flow of a root-like grounding energy coming up from within Pachamama, up through our feet and all the way up into our heart. And we're going to breathe in deep and then intone Pachamama 3 times with our hands aimed at the center of our mesa. And again, if you don't have a mesa, you can just hold your hands up to the screen and you can intend this into the screen, into the medicine field. Or if you have some kind of sacred medicine piece, you can focus with that and send the energy into that as it sits before you. All right, we're going to start with a deep breath to release hucha on the out breath into the earth. So we have a nice empty set of lungs. And we'll breathe in deep to intone Pachamama 3 times. Here we go. And breathing in for Pachamama. 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 Ayo Pachamama, Mother Earth, Sophia Gaia, into whom you are transitioning, moving from one age to another. We thank you, Pachamama Gaia, as your children, for holding us in your bosom as parts of you, and also as separate entities as well, fractals of the divine. May you transition in ease and grace, Pachamama, and all your children, human and otherwise, into the coming age of the Kori Pacha, the golden age, as we work our way through this Pachakuti in this Teri Pai Pacha, this age of re-encounter with the world teacher. We thank Amaru, Boa, and Anaconda, and all the creepy crawlies, the tutelary guides of the south, and the Tirakuna, the guardians of Aini of the southern direction. Ahio. And now we bring our attention over to the left side of the mesa, the west side, speaking as if you were sitting in the south, which you may be, and with our hands still facing the center of our mesa, but with our attention focused on that left side of the mesa where you likely have a shell as your arte of the west, if you have a mesa, we will intone in honor of Mama Kia, Grandmother Moon. Let us start with a deep breath of release into the earth. So we have empty lungs, and then we'll breathe in deep for Mama Kia 3 times. Let's begin. Breathing in. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Mama Kia. Ahio, gratitude to Mama Kia, the divine feminine, grandmother moon, Unu, the waters, in all their forms, both within and without, and all around and throughout us. Ayu, the sacred virtue of Munai, sacred virtue of the West, unconditional love. May it be with us tonight in healing, compassive grace. Also, we thank the tutelary guides of the West, Chawapa, dolphin and whale, and all the creepy all the sacred swimmers. Apologies to the swimmers. And also in honor of David Jordan, our dear sanctioned teacher and friend in Georgia, as he often says, those that go deep in hibernation as well, such as the bear, Ukumari, and the marmot and so forth, for they also plumb the depths of emotional healing. We also are grateful for the Aukikuna, the nature spirits, the guardians of Aini of the West. And now to the north we bring our attention, which is also in a way the above. Wirakocha. Let us give a cleansing breath to the earth and then breathe in together to intone Wirakocha 3 times. Breathing in. Wirakocha. 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 Great originating mystery. Goddess, God, creatrix, creator, all that is, great originating mystery, source, and by many other names. Ayawaira, wind, spirit, the above, that which inspires us. And also the tutelary guides of the north. Kuntur, and Akira, condor and eagle, and all the winged ones that come to you at this time. Raven, owl, hawk, etc., etc. And also the guardians of Ani of the north, the great Malki Kuna, the green standing nation, the tree beings, Ahayo, beloved teachers and exemplars. Now we bring our attention further around the wheel of the mesa to the east, the right. Inti, grandfather, son. Let us start with a breath of releasing Hucha into the earth. And from that empty lung place, we'll breathe in and intone Inti 3 times. Breathing in. Inti. 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 Halloween, Titai, the grandfather's son, the divine masculine. Ahio, Wilkenin, a sacred flame, and the tutelary guides of the east, Otorongo, jaguar, and Puma, the great cats. Ahio, the higher wisdom that they embody, Yachai, and the tutelary guides of the, in the form of the guardians of Aini, of the eastern direction, the Machula Aulanchis, the benevolent old ones, those bodhisattva-like beings who guard this lineage and watch over us, and all the healed ancestors, whether they are of your blood or in spirit, including such beings as, for me, certain of the forest people, the Sasquatch, and so forth. And now we spiral to the center, the great Quichi, the soul. Let us give a cleansing breath to Pachamama and then breathe in together. Breathing in for Quichi. Ayakuichi, sacred rainbow, Aya the soul, Aya the energy of Encanto, or Calicanto, the wild, untamed elemental energy that has been brought into Calicanto on our mesa that we can work with more directly. Texicaipa, Kamaska, the originating creative energy that flows through the center of the mesa. The rainbow, so many other associations of the center, but worth noting especially, Yama y Alpaca, the tutelary guides of the center, who adapt to all altitudes of the Andes with equal ease, or relatively so, and give of their whole selves in service. For we are them and they are us. And also the Apukun, the sacred mountain lords, the fifth and final category of the guardians of Aini, Ahio Apukun, Ahio, Ahio. We seek your support. We honor you. We thank you for the privilege to be here in heart-centered connection this day, which is also connected in eternal presence with all of the Mesa carriers throughout time and space in this eternal now. Beloveds, you can light your East candle if you haven't done it so already. I'm going to do that right now. And on my Mesa, I still have 3 large white candles on my northwest to southeast axis that have to do with the altar mayor attended for so many years that is now a Star River Sanctuary in British Columbia near Nelson, under the care of our dear sister and brother Darcy Copus and Robin Flynn. And I'm going to keep burning those candles until there's nothing left of them, and seeking to honor that continued rooting and support of our lineage. Now, we've had quite a lead in. So at this time, allow, if you would, the palms of your hands to open to the heavens, and you can rest your palms on your thighs if you like, or you can have them float in the air. It's up to you. If you feel called to have a kuya and arte in your left hand for bathing it in the energy that's coming down, especially through the left hand, you can do that, but you don't have to. You can just have empty hands. They're filled with conchai regardless. And allow for the tip of your tongue to rest lightly behind your top front teeth on that gum line called the alveolar ridge, just to allow a greater ease of transition of the energy flow up through your skull and down through the back of your head and so forth. Perhaps raise your shoulders and drop them if you feel like that would be helpful for opening the heart further. But above all, just allow for that sense of opening further through the crown of your head, welcoming the conchai in an even more abounding flow down from above. Perhaps you imagine or sense it coming from a source such as a ball of light or a portal of some kind that's high in the heavens or fairly close to your physical form. Or maybe beings such as Yeshua and Mary or the Buddha or some other source, whatever calls to you. It is all about heart-centered service. And then breathing in through your nose. Breathe in on a 10 count breath further if that feels comfortable. And you can retain for 10 counts and then breathe out for 10 counts. For, say, 3 repetitions, unless you feel otherwise. And if that doesn't speak to you, just breathe in and out through the nose. Calling in that conchai further. Letting it pour down uninhibited. Opening as a hollow bone. Or perhaps another image comes to you, such as a spiraling open further, like the iris of a camera to the light, or that many-storied, thousand-petaled lotus of the East, opening each petal an individual and part of the whole, receiving countless different notes and motes of light and frequencies of form and music in the form of colors and light, coming down through that conchai, through your crown, and also all around your physical head, out in front of you and behind you and all around you, washing down through your physical body, down through the center of your third eye, which is associated also physically with your pineal gland and in your pituitary, and further down through the bones in the front of your face and back through your jaw and up through the back of your skull, coursing down further, revisiting and watering those channels, those subtle and physical channels that come down through and around your neck and across the sweep of your shoulders, whether they are narrow or broad, allowing them to fall apart from each other with a little more ease, even more so, allowing the conchai to flow not only down your arms and pooling in your hands, but also down through the palms of your hands and up through your arms and through your shoulders and down into the center of your Hatun Sanko, your central heart center. And further, as your heart opens to receive the conchai with even greater allowance and receptive openness, like a beautiful crystal chalice or some other exquisite formation or divine geometric shape or what have you, allowing for this conchai to flow further down through and across your chest and your back, feeling the opening further between your shoulders in the front and between your shoulder blades in the back, allowing your heart to fall open further to this cleansing, clearing, fountaining of conchai from above. Perhaps even felt like a subtle or not so subtle waterfall of gentle size, or maybe getting even stronger, perhaps quite large, and coursing down now through your chest and your back, through those organs that are near the center of your torso, such as your liver, your pancreas, and your lungs, and so forth, down through your spinal column and your vertebra, your rib cage, and throughout your abdomen, taking in your intestines, your kidneys in the back that are up under the floating ribs partially, also the muscles of your lower back and all the musculature and the fluids that surround and help make up and support your abdomen, and further down into your pelvic bowl, your Wilkokoshko, which is located on a physical way roughly behind or slightly below your navel in the center of your body there, or maybe a little lower, and also filling up and purifying and cleansing and opening further your bladder, your sexual organs, your tailbone, your pelvic floor, and so on, and then coursing down not only through the center of your pelvic floor, but also down through the joints of your pelvic girdle, meeting your femurs of your legs, and through the tissue, the blood, the bone marrow, and so on of those upper legs and the femurs, bones, and through and around your knees and down through your lower legs and all around and throughout the air that surrounds your legs and the space between them, and down through your ankles and the many bones and tendons that make up their miraculous workings, and down through the lines of bones and so forth of your feet and through the soft tissues of your feet and fanning out and also right down through the center of the soles of each foot into Pachamama Gaia, or if you're sitting cross-legged, perhaps you're experiencing that relationship in a different way in contact with the underlying surface. And further down to open now until you become a pillar of light, a sawa that is even wider than the width of your shoulders, all the way out in front and behind you to become even larger. And now, my friends, if you would, bring your hands up gently to turn and face the palms of your hands to the center of your mesa, unless they're already doing that. And then just allowing for this conchai to flow down with even greater ease through you without interruption or any need to manage it, down through your head and all the way around your shoulders and down through your arms and your hands into the mesa or the medicine field. If you're aiming your hands at the screen per se, it's all feeding our collective field of our mesa healing intention. And it's going into Pachamama. And if you would, if this speaks to you, imagine Pachamama herself, planet Earth, floating above the center of the mesa or in your mind's eye, in your vista, seeing Pachamama there, floating in the ethers of space, and so much more than what the physical eye may see. And here she is in her holographic reality, and you are there above her. You are part of her, and you are helping care for her, and allow this concha to flow down through the upper atmosphere and through into the tops of the mountains, the apus, and down through the streams and uh, the flowing rivers and the glaciers and the mists, and coming down to nourish the maukis, the trees, and the jungles and the forests, and falling also like dew upon the desert places and the plains, and rippling out in secade lines and nourishing lines of life-giving power across the face of Pachamama Gaia, and interconnecting the islands, and coming directly also this Kanchai into the great oceans and seas and the lakes and the mountain lakes, the lagunas, and all other places throughout the world, even the cities and the towns and the populations of animals, the winged ones, the swimmers, the four-leggeds, the creepy crawlies, those that go on their bellies, and the seen and unseen, including all of the human ones as well, and those who have passed on recently. Let them also be blessed with this blessing of Kanchai without managing it, letting it flow to where it needs to go. And then let your attention come to a particular place upon the face of Pachamama, some place that is asking for greater attention of healing. And wherever that is that's coming up for you, allow for even more of this flow to flow into that place with even more abundance. And if you like, you can also allow it to flow through the heart space as it comes out of your hands, colored with a soft rose or pink, the color of Sami Sankoi, the effervescing love energy to be added in if you wish. And let it continue to nourish and flow into those spaces that are in need of particular care and love, and allow for that flow to become even greater. You may feel a tingling or a warmth in the palms of your hands, those of you who may have an awareness of your physical form right now. And there may be other images or visions that come to you. And then with love, begin to now turn your attention to any loved one or ones who are in particular need of healing. And because of time, I'm not going to open it up for the microphones to be giving voice to names, but I ask you, wherever you're at, to speak out loud if you wish, or silently, the name or names of any beings that you feel are in need of particular attention in this realm of Pachamama, in this Kaipacha realm. And that can include the recently departed as well. But also, it could include yourselves. And I am going to name Anita Miller, specifically because I said I would, and I feel it's very necessary right now. And you may have others that you wish to name, and I honor that. And we give our full unified support to this now. And if you wish to rattle while you do this or sing, you can, or you can just continue with both hands open to the mesa. I am going to do a bit of rattling now. Calling upon the animal healing ally. Monarch butterfly, you are my primary healing ally, along with moth. And whatever healing animal ally calls to each of the Mesa carriers on this call, I invite you to call upon them if you feel resonant with that invitation. And you may go forth with them in the journey to witness their work, or you can just send them without tracking their progress. Ohio, Ohio, our animal healing allies. May you go forth to give your medicine in support of this healing effort. May the hoocha be removed. May it ooze out and away and into the ukupacha to nourish those there who are in need of it, and ooze out and away into the care of Pachamama for the further evolution of her children of the inner world. And may the florecimiento, may the raising of energy occur also in the abounding of this sacred healing energy that is pouring down from the above. From the Hanakpacha Hayo, Humpoi, Humpoi, Humpoi. Pai, Yin Pai, Yin Pai, Humpoi, Humpoi, Humpoi. And now, so this is a and brothers, gradually, slowly, with ease and gentleness, you can allow your hands to either open to the heavens, resting, or you can bring them together slowly to embrace your own heart and receive this healing also into yourself. Or if you already were, then let it penetrate with even greater depth and abundance into and through you and into your mesa if you have one. For you are a part of the hope of this world. You are the hollow bone, along with the other heart-centered light workers of this age, both seen and unseen. There is nothing what we cannot do as instruments of the lineage of service and humility and curiosity and compassion in this great Ugai Kausai, this great game of life. What an honor. And now, sisters and brothers, take your hands in an open palm direction to the center of the mesa once again, and we will close the mesa together. Let's just take a deep breath in and intone each direction one time in a rolling manner. I will not pause between the directions. Here we go. Pachamama. Mama Kia. Vira Kocha Inti And now, if you would, take a big scoop, a big armful with your right hand and arm across the field of the mesa and the medicine field, and bring that over your left shoulder. And then with your left arm and hand, also another big sweeping scooping up of the humpoi of the good medicine. And place your left hand over your right shoulder, like our foreparents of old. And then, take a deep breath in through both hands, through the nose. Retain, crystallize, and when you're ready, in Aini, send it out through your mouth in a fakoi to the heavens. And now bring your arms out straight, blocking the elbows with your palms facing each other to make a big V over the center of your mesa. That's where your hands would meet when they clap. And on the count of three, we will clap and then we will blow up to the heavens and down into our mesa in Aini. And I'm going to say the following. Kanchaipi in light. Munaipi in love. Muyupi in wholeness. Wirketiksipi in sacred relationship. Nyokanikapaipi, we remain. Wanyai kunan kuichi in the eternal now rainbow. Inaya. And so it is. And now breathing in. 1, 2, 3. Highly. And that is it, my sisters and brothers. Sorry we went over, but it's kind of tough when we want to make space. I think it's important to make space for people to offer at the beginning. If you'd like to unmute, you can. I'm just going to give a little plug. I'm offering a new apprenticeship here in Sandy, Utah. A 5-part apprenticeship. I have a hoop that Rose is part of that's ending very soon in September, and the week after that we start. So if you know anybody in Utah who might be interested, or anybody who likes to travel, send them our way. Thank you very much, and thank you all of you for your well wishes. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Tiziana. Thank you, Belinda. Thank you, everyone.